What up, gents? This is your host, Sean C. Welcome to the Simsational Gent, and today I am here to tell you that men are avoiding marriage at all costs. And why shouldn't they? The institution of marriage is different today than what it used to be. Men and women have very little incentive to actually get married, and we're going to talk about it right here on this channel today. Let's get started. Now, back in the day, marriage was a business contract between two families. It ensured the prosperity of the family by joining two families together and the assets that they all had, which built wealth amongst both of the families. Now, people didn't really start marrying for love until modern times, here in the 20th century. Movies and TV will have you thinking otherwise. Now, once the women's rights movement started taking effect, more women in the workplace, family court laws have changed. These things would serve to change marriage into what it is today. People would seem to stay together longer back in the day than what they do now. The stigma of having a divorce under your belt was huge back in the day. Cannot be overstated how bad it looked when you were a divorcee. Matter of fact, I can even tell y'all for a fact that in my early 20s, having a divorce, most women barely want to even holler at me, at least the ones that I wanted to talk to. Fast forward to today, nobody bats an eye, whether it be a man or a woman having one divorce under your belt, because the stigma has changed. Another reason that people seem to stay together for the rest of their lives is because the lifespans have changed over the past 100 years. In 1922, the lifespan of a man was approximately 58 years old, where the lifespan of a woman was 61 years old. Fast forward to today, and the average lifespan of an American is approximately 79 years old. You're talking an additional 20 years of marriage. Now think about yourself 5 years ago. You're not the same person you were 5 years ago. And think about 10 years from now. You will not be the same person. Now you're talking about being with somebody until your latter years, your golden years, and then having an additional 20 years of lifespan added on to that. It's no wonder that people can't conceive going forward a partner for the rest of their life. That brings me to my next point. Gray divorces are up. Gray divorces are divorces that happen when you're 50 and above. Yeah, that's going up right now. And let me just pose something to you guys. Now, if you know that the chances of divorce are going up, if you know that the chances of divorce are inevitable, and you would have to start your life over again in your golden years, is it worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze? If you really know that divorce is imminent, why do you do it in the first place?
You can't deny facts, so here's a fact. 400,000 people in our country receive alimony every year through our court systems. Only about 3% of those are men. That's 388,000 women versus 12,000 men. You want to say hypergamy doesn't exist? You want to say our court systems aren't biased? You want to question why men are giving up on traditional marriage and teaching their sons to do so? Here's a fact. 3% of men. That's not a very good chance to win.
Now, how is the society today causing men to avoid marriage? Now, women today have better job opportunities that allow them to decide whom they're going to be with, when they're going to decide to do it. Yet, women still want a provider, but also they don't want to depend on no man. Just as a woman's life desire is to have a family, to give life, to take care of that family, a man's desire, if I had to equate it to that, would be to have a family that depends on him, that he can take care of and provide for and be the man for. A man is expected to protect the lives that are in his care. Now, men avoid marriage for a host of other reasons. You're talking about there's a change to this man's lifestyle, his freedom, if you will. He gives that up to be with a particular woman. But put a pin in that. We come right back to that one. The expectations of sex in marriage has also changed. Oh yeah, don't worry, it's gonna go away. Men are also afraid to lose access to their kids. We've all seen it before. We've seen the heartache that men go through just trying to be fathers to their kids. And one of the biggest detractors that are holding men back from making the decision to go through the aisle and pronounce they love and to sign on these nuptials is the thought of losing half of their assets after working so hard. We have to start as young men and work our way up to build our wealth only to lose half of it. That's a lot.
If you want to know why men don't want to get married a second time after divorce, it's because they lose in divorce. A lot of men lose their children altogether when they are fit fathers, or they end up with 30% custody while the woman gets 70%, and they also end up paying a huge amount of money in child support. Add to that, because the woman won the children, she's also getting a large percentage of their assets, much more than a 50-50 share, where she's getting to walk away with the family house, all the furniture, everything inside. And after he pays that child support every month, he's strapped with alimony for the next 5 years. And he looks at his life moving forward and is struggling to pay rent and to buy a new house and to be able to have a nice place for his kids. Why would he take that risk again?
Women want old school support for men while still operating under the modern rules. I'm here to tell you that don't work. See, the modern woman wants it all. They've been told that they can have it all. But the one thing that us men have learned and realized over the course of our time, as much as y'all think that we have it going on, we've learned that you can't have it all. Something is going to give. There's a trade-off for getting what you want. And women haven't learned that because they don't hold themselves accountable like men are expected to. By the time that the modern woman learns this, it's going to be way too late. How are we going to get to the institution of marriage when the mindset of the modern women today is all messed up? Modern women are single for this very reason. That's why click this video right here and find out exactly why. You won't regret it.